Elliot Alderson, Rami Malek, and the others in his universe are stuck in the past. The present events of the USA Network drama take place in 2015, shortly after a worldwide calamity that occurred on May 9, appropriately known as the 5/9 hack. The operation, helmed by the darker side of Elliot, best known as Mr. Robot, Christian Slater, brought society to its knees through a massive hack against the all-powerful global conglomerate known as E Corporation, or Evil Corporation, as Elliot likes to say. The goal was to bring down an oppressive power structure and give control back to the people. The act of cyber warfare instead launched the world into an inescapable tailspin, with the top 1% of the top 1% now in a position to capitalize on an otherwise awful situation for literally everyone else. This was the revolution Elliot dreamed into existence, and now, after spending an entire season dodging the new world order that he helped create, he's finally ready to set things right. In the Season 3 premiere of Mr. Robot, Elliot delivers an epic monologue that serves as a mission statement of sorts for the episodes ahead. The scene breaks the fourth wall on a few different levels as Elliot oscillates between narrating his thoughts and speaking them directly to the camera. What's more, the scene features direct imagery from Donald Trump's presidential campaign rallies, juxtaposing them against Elliot's harsh remarks on how his world has spiraled so out of control, remarks that seemingly apply just as much to our own world as the fictional universe of Mr. Robot. Speaking with The Hollywood Reporter, creator Sam Esmail explains the origin of the sequence, which owes roots to the Mr. Robot writers' room's own reaction to the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. "We always look for the emotional truth in every scene," says Esmail. "We can't help but include what we're going through in what we write. In fact, I think it's imperative that you do. That's how you stay honest about what you're trying to say in your work." Elliot's our guiding force on Mr. Robot, and when he comes to this realization that in trying to save the world, he was actually at fault, that even though he had the best intentions, he hurt people, he didn't help people, and all of the consequences were his to own, that paralleled and resonated so much with what we were going through in the room during the election last year, which was catastrophic and tragic, not just for the country, but for the world. "We felt responsibility for it," he continues. "It had nothing to do with whether we voted against Trump or not. We felt responsible, whether it was avoiding the signs, or not voicing our side as much, or taking it for granted. We felt some sort of responsibility. It felt wrong not to include that really strong reaction and strong feeling into the show, because it so overlapped with what Elliot was experiencing in that montage. We just let that be our guiding force, what feels honest and true to us. It's all a creative expression. It's not meant to be about facts. It's meant to be impressionistic at times. We felt like we could take the liberty here because it resonated so strongly." It's not the first time Mr. Robot has evoked Donald Trump. The current president of the United States was referenced in Season 2 when former E Corporation Chief Technology Officer an out-and-out scoundrel Terry Colby, Bruce Altman, the self-declared last honest man in the world, mocks Trump's candidacy in vulgar terms. "Can you believe that cocksucker is actually running this time? I mean, if I wanted, the things I have on him could put me on his ticket." "Politics are for puppets," replies E Corporation CEO Philip Price, Michael Christopher. "Besides, if you did run for office, you would no longer be the last honest man." The latest and most explicit Trump moment yet won't be the last time the former Celebrity Apprentice host finds his way into the Mr. Robot conversation, according to Esmail. "It looms over the season in the way that it looms over us, the creators behind the show," he says. "We have always infused what we're experiencing and feeling into what we write and shoot. In that way, it will be felt." With that said, viewers won't see Trump elected president in the world of Mr. Robot. We'll never catch up to it, which is a good thing for the people in the Mr. Robot world, as fucked up as that world is, says Esmail, who directed every episode in Season 3, as he did in Season 2. "At least we will never see a Trump presidency in that world."